Welcome to the Equine Vet Connect Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Carter. I'm a veterinarian and a farrier. The goal of this podcast is to educate horse people, break things down, bust myths, and keep it real. Speaking of breaking things down, here's my legal disclaimer to keep my attorney and insurance company happy. While I am a vet, I may not be your vet. Contact them before trying anything you hear on this podcast. Remember, just because you watched it on YouTube or heard it on a podcast does not mean you can do it. Please use common sense.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Equine Vet Connect. I am Dr. Caitlyn Hoffman. That's still weird to get used to saying. But I have a special guest with me today, one of our lovely clients. Her name is Lauren McClendon. She is here with us to talk about a fun topic, I think, and I think also a very important topic. So as we're kind of getting closer to the holidays, a lot of people start thinking, hey, my son or daughter is all of a sudden horse crazy or has been horse crazy since they came out of the womb. Let's get them a pony for Christmas. So we kind of wanted to chat about kids and horses and kind of going down that whole journey and how to do it the right way.
Because there's the season.
Yes, 'tis the season. This is the time of year where we start to get a lot of calls about people, getting new ponies and wanting to do exams on them and all these things. So we just wanted to chat about it and wanted to do it the right way. And you have lots of experience in this realm of the world. So
Yes. So coaching a small Western IEA team, I do get asked this question a lot.
Yeah.
We all have riders that have been taking lessons. They've never owned their own horse. And the parents will approach me, hey, we're considering looking around. And so, and I try to make sure they are very well informed and go towards it very slowly.
Yes.
It's not something you want to rush into.
Yeah.
So, but it's also an exciting time. So you don't want to take that joy away. But there's things that we need to talk about to make sure they're ready and prepared for the long-term commitment that comes with being a horse owner.
Yes. So the point of this episode will be to not dissuade anyone from getting their kids into the horse world, because there's a lot of great things that kids can learn and young people can learn from horses. But we just want to try to arm everybody with all of the knowledge that they need to do it the right way and to set yourself up for success in the best way possible. So we'll just get into it. So I guess my first thing is that horses, just like any other animals, Easter bunnies, dogs, cats, they're not gifts. They are responsibilities and lifelong commitments. So we kind of have to reframe our knowledge. You can definitely give them at Christmas time, but
for sure,
you've got to frame it in a way that, this is not just, they've opened 10 other toys this morning and, let's go out and see your horse, which is the next toy on the list.
Right.
And then it gets forgotten.
Right.
This is not what this is.
Right. Because if you are considering purchasing a horse or a pony for your child for Christmas, I hope that there would be some legwork done on the front of that to where you want it to be a surprise, but you don't necessarily want to just throw it at them and have that, sudden burst of excitement. And then it's like, okay, well, let's explain what all's involved in this.
Yes.
So just taking the time to do the homework and knowing how much experience does your child have? Like, are we truly starting from the beginning? Do they know how to put a halter on, or have they been riding for a few years? It makes a really big difference.
It does. I think the best way to go about this is to kind of, because a lot of kids will say, oh yeah, I love horses, I'm so interested. And then you get them at the barn and they freeze. If this is a new experience for them, horses are large creatures. They can be a little intimidating at first. So, making sure your child is actually interested and not scared and and really fully committed to this before you jump in. A great way to do that is a lesson program.
Yes. My recommendation is always find more than one. Find several different places to go try lessons. See who you connect with. See who relates to your child. See which barn you like the other people that are there. I love personal references.
Yes.
And go several times. Go take lessons, whether if it's once a week or once a month for at least a year or so. Yeah. And make sure that they're excited when they want to go. They're interested in what's being taught. They're learning. I mean, accidents are going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Not every lesson's going to be,
smooth sailing.
Yes, exactly. Like sunshine and rainbows.
But that's part of the character building that comes with horses. Like, that's part of it.
Right.
Yeah. I think, too, like you said, making sure that everybody at the barn you get along with, like, the horse community is so small, and making sure that your little pocket of the horse community is a good place for you is super important. It makes all the difference in the world. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I suggest to my kids that I coach all the time, you don't have to ride with just like one trainer. If you want to go try different ones and find out, where you feel like you're getting the most that's going to help you become a better horseman. And then if they become horse owners themselves, they're getting just that extra knowledge and multiple different avenues and like ways that people do things. And two, a lot of things that people don't think about when they're considering buying their first horse is, oh, well, I have X amount of dollars for a budget on the horse, but as we all know, there's a lot of regular maintenance and care and things that go along with that. So I try not to get in anyone's individual, personal finances, but I try to give them an idea of monthly, yearly emergency costs, and things of that nature, and having backup plans. Yeah,
and we'll get into that too for sure. I think the other thing that I look for when I talk about, kids getting into horses is riding ends up being the smallest part of owning horses. Owning horses is a lot of, it's the horsemanship, it's the daily care, and it's mucking stalls, it's picking feet, it's brushing them, it's feeding them, that ends up, those barn chores and just the daily care ends up being the majority of what time you get to spend with your horses. Right. So when you're putting those kids in those lessons, make sure that, they're involved with all of those things.
Start to finish. I do not like it when they just show up and get on.
Yeah. It is one of my pet peeves. It irks me.
If you're able to keep one at home. Now, some people aren't able to keep their horse at home. So, unfortunately, they can't be as involved with some of the daily routine of just taking care of another living creature, Yeah. But if you have to board, or if you're just leasing or taking lessons, asking, hey, can I come an hour early and kind of help tack up and get ready? I know some little kids, it's hard. Yes. But there's ways that you can find for them to help.
And be involved.
And to safely show them this is the correct way to pick up a foot. Like I let the little ones start with the front feet. I'll show you how to do the back feet. But just finding different things that they can do and that they can stay and watch start to finish. Yeah.
Because riding, like I said, it's a small part, and it's the fun part. It's the exciting part. Yeah. But a lot of the good stuff that you get, the life skills that you get from horses comes from doing those barn chores and doing that horse care every day. I think it's fun too. I love when kids are around during veterinary appointments. I love to teach. I love when they have questions. Like I love to be able to involve them in that. And so if you are going to have horses, if they're able to be there during like dental days or routine procedures, things like that, where they can kind of get exposed to that side of it as well and ask questions, and they can really learn a lot in those situations. So, but yeah, I think definitely, getting your kids regularly involved in these activities before you even go down the path of, maybe we want to lease or maybe we want to buy is super important.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, especially in our community, where they'll just kind of let you, bring your kid, come watch and come hang out. I know I will. Yeah, sure. You want to come see what I do? Yeah. At home, we just got a couple at home, or we know some barns in the area. I mean, it's great for, like you said, for them to get around them, because some kids, they see them in the movies, but have they ever been up next to a full size?
It's a lot different. Yeah.
And then there's so many different disciplines to where, well, do you know what's, kind of what they want to do? Do they just want a trail ride? Are they more interested in Western or hunt seat or dressage or cross country? Do they know what any of that is? Checking out different barns in the area. If people allow you to come and bring a child, if you're considering getting them a horse for Christmas, but it's a lot to think about.
It is.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And then kind of like you talked about, all the financial considerations, usually what I tell people is the purchase price of this horse or pony ends up being the least, like the cheapest part of the whole endeavor.
Over the course of owning one, for sure. Yes. Your purchase price is the cheapest day.
Yes. I cannot recommend a pre-purchase exam enough. Like if you are looking into seriously buying a horse, you need to have a veterinarian come out and look at it from head to toe, see if there's any issues. So that way you are, you're informed about what purchase you're making, and then you can be aware of any hiccups that might come along or anything that you need to do as far as maintenance goes. It's, it's a little extra chunk of change, but it's a good investment.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a child that's been taking lessons regularly, they've been riding for years, and you've kind of targeted in on the discipline they want to do, communicating that with your veterinarian. Okay, these are our goals. This is what the horse's job will be.
Yeah.
Can he or she hold up to what we're going to be asking of it? Are you going to be competing, or you literally just want to ride at home for fun?
Yeah.
There's a big difference there with the workload. And two, just, you can find some really, really great horses and they may have minimal maintenance, or you can find some really, really great horses and they have a lot of maintenance. And that includes their nutrition.
Yeah.
I mean, I only have 2 horses at home, but they're on 2 completely different diet programs.
Yes. Yeah.
Because of their workload, their age, their body condition, really, really working with your vet, not just for the pre-purchase, but for the plan of the horse's overall health. They're athletes.
They are. Yeah, they are.
You have to take care of them and feed them appropriately.
Yeah, that comes into everything. And then, supplements and farrier, being on a regular farrier schedule, and addressing if they need shoes, if they need special shoeing, if they need pads. Like, those are all things that come into it. Blanketing, you've got to buy your tack, your saddles, your halters, your bridles, all of that. If you are going to keep them at home, do you have proper fencing? Do you have the
shelter,
barn?
pasture, hay, everything. Yeah, a trailer.
A trailer, your buckets, all the things. And then if you do want to show, how much are your show fees? Like, these are all things that we need to be thinking about, because that cumulative cost can be several hundred to thousands per month. And it's like, is your family, really prepared for that?
Right. And everything in between.
Yes. And we haven't even touched on veterinary care yet. So, I mean, I tell people typically to be prepared for about $1,500 a year just in annual visits.
Routine.
Routine annuals. Yeah. So we do 2 visits a year, and that covers all your vaccines, your wellness exams, your Coggins, things like that. I always try to tell people, if you can't have $1,000 set aside for an emergency at any point in time, you might need to kind of
wait
and
save up. Yes.
Because emergencies, $1,000 will get you through a mild colic. It will get you through most lacerations. It'll get you kind of, or at least a deposit towards most emergencies.
Right. A bigger one. Right. I mean, just like on my farm, I've gone 3 and 4 years with no problems. Everything, I would only see you once a year.
Yeah.
It would just be routine.
Yeah.
And then in the past 6 months, I've been here a lot.
Yeah.
And so you never know. You've got to have that rainy day fund set aside, or a program in place to where, when I pick up the phone, I just need to bring her. So having a truck and a trailer, or a friend close by.
Yes. Having a plan.
Right. Yeah. Or if you board at a lesson barn, knowing, okay, who runs it? Is it just the main person that you ride with that does everything? Or do they have extra staff there? Like, who's the primary caretaker? And getting to know like the horse's regular routine, so when little things are off.
Yes.
So we always think like we hyper fixate on like our horse's personality and their eating habits, and oh my gosh, are they laying down too long?
But it's important.
Right. Because just like the other day, I mean, I noticed something's not right, and it's worth the time and the effort just to go ahead and have your veterinarian either come look or go in. And so what is your emergency backup plan is what I call it, like your rainy day fund.
And there's great programs out there like Care Credit, which can be really helpful for people in emergencies like this, that, that they can have that fund that they can then pay back over time. But
because it's not if it's going to happen, it's just a win.
Yeah.
And it can be years apart. I mean, you can have, like, we've got an old guy at home and he's
fine.
I know, he's totally fine. Yeah. He's the hardiest one I've got. And but you never know. It's crazy accidents, because we get fireworks twice a year.
Yeah.
And some horses, just react to that. But anyways.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, like, you just never know, but horses are horses, and it's job security for me, but they do silly things. Like, they just do silly things. So having that emergency fund, or having that plan, that emergency plan for how you're going to, A, get your horse seen or get your horse to a veterinarian, and then B, how are you going to cover that cost?
Right.
Because like you said, it's not if, it's when.
Right.
So just being prepared for that financial aspect of things, and
if there's any care that's needed,
Yeah.
days after you get home, weeks, months, depending on the severity of the emergency. Like if it's something involving lameness, or if it was a colic and you got to, medicate for a while.
Yeah.
Or if it was like a scratch on an eye, being able, like, are you able to handle
The
2 to 3
aftercare.
times a day of care?
Yeah.
Or do you need to, even if you can keep your horse at home, I always like to know of places, like with a professional, like, hey, if I get into a situation where you don't have a stall, like a lot of people have pasture and cover, but they may not have a stall.
Yeah.
Knowing someplace that maybe you could temporarily board at that would have stall rest available
Yeah.
for your horse, or someone there that could do around the clock
Care.
treatment or care for them once they're discharged from the hospital.
Yeah, because we don't want to keep them here forever. We really try.
No.
But yeah, there's a lot of resources out there. Talk to your veterinarians, talk to other people that have horses. If you're thinking about getting into this, go through that checklist of, okay, these are all the things that I need to be thinking about. These are all the things that I need to have prepared before we,
Right.
make this jump.
And we don't want to take away the excitement of
yeah,
buying
it's
a
so
horse for
exciting.
Christmas.
It is. Yeah.
But we just want to prepare you. This is what you should be doing like a year before.
Yes, a year before, 6 months before, at least. Like, and horses, they require an entire team. It's not just the owner and the trainer.
Definitely.
It's the veterinarian, it's the farrier, it's, a saddle fitter if you need one. It's the feed store. It's, it's a whole team, again, a community of people,
Right.
that are required to care for these sensitive creatures. And so, you need to kind of vet all these people and have all these people that you trust and that you really get along with before you go down this journey. And then also, who's helping you find this horse or this pony?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of horses on Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
Some of them are great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of them you may not know anything about. They look great on social media, but, I and this is just my opinion, my recommendation. I say if it's your first purchase, find one that somebody knows.
Yes.
Like, it needs an easier job,
Yes.
especially if it's for a child that's getting started.
Yes.
Like, word of mouth, there's more horses, like, probably within 60, 120 miles of where you live that someone knows a lot about, knows the history, knows the maintenance of, knows
Yes.
their quirks.
Yes.
Knows what it takes to get them ready. Like, are they truly child safe or are they not?
Yes.
And so you can find one close to home where someone's truly going to have your back and help you for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, most people, when they sell a horse, you would hope that the first few months they may just kind of make sure, hey,
Check
how's he
in
doing?
and-
Checking in. I know
Yes.
that always makes me feel better.
Yes.
And just they want the well-being for the whole situation, because whenever we've had to go buy one, I'm like, I want to make sure that you're okay selling this horse to me and that you trust me with its care, but I also want the horse to still be happy.
Yeah.
Because they're changing homes. That's stressful.
It's very stressful.
So again, communicating with your vet on, is it going to have to travel hard? Like, you may know someone across the country that has the perfect horse for your kid. Okay, well, we've got to get it to whatever state you live in. So the stress of the travel,
Yeah.
and just knowing when they get home, having a plan for, okay, what have they been eating where they've lived? When you do decide, okay, it's time, we're ready, we're prepared, we're going to buy one, but also having a plan in place for the first few weeks. Like, you may not agree with, I don't like that brand of feed, I'm going to feed this. But right at first, they're changing their home. Don't totally rock their world and change everything.
You've got to transition them as gently and slowly as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I think, that's huge. It's funny because it's entertaining for me sometimes. I'm on a lot of like horse pages on Facebook and I'll read sale ads and I'm like,
Scary.
oh, you can say things in a really nice way that mean something completely different. And I, knowing obviously with my background, I can read right through a lot of them.
Right.
But if you're new to this and you don't have that experience, you can get taken for a ride and, get into something that you were not prepared for, or you didn't realize that that's what they were kind of like tongue in cheek saying. So having somebody that you trust to either get the horse from or help you find
and even go
horse
with you if you can. If you're looking at one that you want to purchase that's within driving distance, go ride it more than once.
Yes, more than once.
Don't go one time. And some people might get mad at me for saying this. Some trainers or people trying to sell horses show up early.
Yeah.
Like, are they standing tied in the stall? Like, are you the one going out to catch it and get it ready? Like, are they letting your child be involved? Or does it look like it's been wore out before you got there? Or is it a little droopy?
Yeah.
Making sure that you've been involved more than once. Like, I always tell people, you can fall in love with it the first ride, but go ride it 3 or 4 more times and make sure.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of nuanced things, and buying horses can be, it can be a little scary. So people, there's really awesome people out there, and there's also some people out there that will do some kind of sketchy things. And so, just having that trusted person to bounce your ideas off of and go with you, and just make sure you want to be safe and you want your kids to be happy. Like that's
word of mouth. And if you're considering buying one, I hope that you know some people that are in the equine industry or community already. Yeah. And it never hurts to ask. No. Someone is going to want to help you. Oh, yeah. Because no one wants to see a child get hurt. No. Whether if it's from a little pony, headbutting them or biting them, or a big guy accidentally stepping or, heaven forbid, bucking them off. Nobody wants to see that.
And that's a huge misconception, too, that I'm glad you said that, because ponies, people think that, I'm going to get my kid a pony or a little mini because they're small.
Just like a dog.
They're so... No,
it's not.
No. Full-size horses, they're bigger and they look more intimidating, but a lot of times they are... more gentle, I would say, than the ponies and the minis. There's some great ponies out there, but they are, they're feisty little things. And
they're characters.
They're characters. Yeah. Yes. And they're great. I mean, I learned on a large pony but he was ornery, and they teach you, they'll teach you how to stay on, because they will buck kids off faster than anybody else will. But
duck and dive.
Yeah. It's just because they're smaller does not always mean that they're a better fit. I will just say that.
Right. That is very true. And there's some great ones out there. There really, really are. Even some of the minis that you're not even going to ride. Like, we just want to be able to brush them and pet them. Like, I've heard horror stories of bites and kicks and running over. I mean, if you also, as a parent, if you think, I don't ever care anything about riding, like it's just truly my child's love, it's not mine, you still kind of need to have some basics in handling. Yeah, so you can help them, especially if it's a smaller child.
And you still need to be involved because, right. You being able to step in when things are getting a little dangerous, or, making decisions and all those things. But but
a good, solid, experienced, even older pony who can still even if you just lead them around. I mean, the size is a lot of people want to do, we want to, them to grow up together. And I'm like, okay, don't focus on the age. Oh, yeah. Don't focus on the age. Like, I would rather them
Please don't buy your 3-year-old a 3-year-old. Don't do that.
No,
Please
their ages don't need to match. No. And their size doesn't have to match either. There's some gentle giants out there, but like you said, they can be intimidating for little kids. Yeah. So, and 2, if you have a child that's larger, but they want a little pony to jump, are they too big for the pony? Yeah. But again, ponies are fun. Some of them have their quirks. They can be feisty. Yes. There's a few diamonds out there. Yes. They're very hard to find because when people get them, they don't want to let them go. Yeah, because they can do everything, and they're such a cute package. Oh yeah. Oh. But there again, though, pony tack is separate from tack for a regular full-size horse. So if you have a horse at home that's full-size, but you're thinking of getting a pony, you're going to have to buy all new tack and everything like that too. So it's... Yeah. They're just a separate area.
Even down to the manure forks. Like, you have to get, if you're going to get a mini, you're going to have to get a mini fork, because the regular size forks are not going to work for those little teeny tiny nuggets. So it's a whole thing. But yeah, ponies and minis can be great, but it is a misconception that just because they're smaller, they're easier. They are not. No. But yeah, they're great. But yeah, I think, the whole boarding versus keeping at home situation, that's a big decision. That's a lot to look into. The minimum kind of is 2 acres of land, of pasture land per horse is really what you need to have. And so if you don't have that at home, you can't provide that for those horses. Maybe you need to look into a boarding situation, which is totally fine. But there's, full care board versus partial care board, and pasture board versus stall board. There's a lot of different packages that people offer, and at various price ranges.
Right. And everything all in between, and even at home. So if you're fortunate enough where you do have some acreage, can you separate it?
Yeah.
To where you can have what I call like a sacrifice area, where it's truly like a dry lot. If you have a situation where, they're getting checked the next day, can't eat at night, something where they can't get any grass, or if something happens and you need to put them up. Then also, if you're keeping them at home, if you go on a family vacation, who's going to take care of them? Having a friend, a neighbor, someone you trust, or like I said before, a place where you can temporarily board them if you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little extras to consider.
Yeah.
Christmas is such a fun time, and it is very, it's probably would be one of the gifts that your child would never forget the year they get a pony or a horse for Christmas.
Yeah.
But you can also surprise them at Christmas with, hey, we're going to do 6 months of lessons.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
We're going to do a lease.
Yeah.
Or, Aunt Carol's going to let you come ride, once a month, twice a month, and kind of see how you do. There's also ways where if the time commitment, the financial commitment of owning a horse, if it's just too much, you can still reward them at Christmas time with the gift of horse by doing those lessons and just working with somebody else. You don't have to buy and own one.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to be involved in horses and not take this whole huge leap, because it is huge. I know I took lessons for 3 years before I finally convinced, and I had to beg for years for lessons.
Yeah.
But I took lessons for 3 years, and to pay for those lessons, I did all the barn chores. I did the barn chores. I helped with, all the other animals on the farm, not just the horses. I mucked, thousands of stalls.
Yeah.
And, but
sweat equity is
that's
what we
part
call
of it.
it.
And my parents, I think they thought, she's going to have to do all this work. She's not going to be interested anymore. She's going to grow out of it. It's going to be a phase. Oh, no. No.
Yeah.
If I could have slept there, I would have slept in the barn 24/7. But yeah, I took lessons for 3 years, and then we went and we got my first horse, and I did get him December 1st, and he was kind of my early Christmas present. But that was a lot of preparation that we still were not prepared to bring him home. So I wanted to do this episode because I've been through it, and there was a lot of bumps in the road, and so I just want people to be as prepared as possible, because it is super exciting if you are going to do this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But like you said, working in, coordination with your veterinarian, already having somebody in your back pocket that you can count on and get a hold of, and then a farrier as well, because they work together.
Yes.
Like, how many times have I had you and the farrier at the same time?
Yeah.
And just making sure that you've got that network behind you, because you're going to have questions. If you've been around horses growing up, but then you took, 10, 20 years off, and now your children are somewhat interested.
Things change.
Yeah, medicine changes. Things have changed. So just kind of getting back into the community and getting your network of people, and don't ever hesitate to pick up the phone and just call and ask somebody.
Yes.
Because if you haven't gone through it,
somebody has.
Somebody else probably has.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. But I do think, horses they're such a great learning opportunity for young kids. Like,
absolutely.
I definitely would not be the person I am if I had not came up with horses. Like, they teach so many awesome things, like just time management, getting up before school to go feed your horses breakfast, and, coordinating with your sports schedules and all of those things. Like, you learn how to do things efficiently and well, and time management is huge. Just things that will carry you through life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And especially if you're competing.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be more times that you walk out of the arena with your head kind of like, well, that didn't go the way it's planned.
Yeah.
But it makes those rewarding times even that much better, and it makes even the times like, So you don't compete very much when your horse is well and happy versus like, oh my gosh, we went through like a week at the hospital, you know, with a colic or something. It makes you really appreciate the good times and how like you can see start to finish where you've come from. Because my career wouldn't be where it was without horses and going out on a limb and just trying it.
Yeah.
And just starting to take lessons at, 18, 19 years old. I mean, I would have a completely different story without horses. And it truly is a community of people where it's in your blood or it's not.
Yes.
If your child's fearful at all, just pause.
Yeah.
Take a step back. Or if a fearful experience happens, they rode for years, but then they have a bad fall. It's okay to like take a step back, take a break, and then just work like from the beginning. Let's just go groom. Let's just kind of like just go brush them and stuff, because you're going to know if they have that little horse gear or not.
It's because it's in there.
It's pretty evident. Like you can kind of tell. Like if the fear is there, it's better just to wait.
Yeah.
And it has to be on their time. I always tell people, you don't force a child into it. Like I tell my daughter all the time, you don't have to do this just because I do.
Yeah.
And we tried every sport with a ball, and Lord knows I begged her to pick one of those. But it's in her. It's in her blood.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got it or they don't.
I always tell people, I'm like, I don't know where the horse gene came from because nobody else in my family has it, but I got it hard. So, it's either there or it's not, but they truly, like, they shape who you are as a person. They shape your life. They can change your trajectory. Like they're just awesome. Like they teach, the work ethic is huge. The people skills, like just being able to talk to people. And, I was in 4-H, and so we would do, the, oh my gosh, I can't think of the
horse judging.
Yes, horse judging. And then, and so, you have to go talk and you have to explain your reasons and you have to, be able to talk to people, and the people skills is huge. And then,
well, it's great that you brought that up, because every county and most schools have a 4-H or an FFA program. Let your child, tell them, sign up.
Yeah.
They may not know another soul in that class,
That's okay.
but some of like Leah's best friends at school are in FFA with her. And they get out of their box and they do other competitions.
Yep.
Like she wants to do dairy judging. I'm like, well, you don't know anything about dairy
That's
heifers.
okay.
But if she wants to go, sure. So there's some programs at school or in your county that you can definitely kind of ask your county agent, too, that can kind of help you get started. If you're like, well, you're talking about finding a barn, but I don't know any of the barns in my area. You can call your county agent and they can kind of help you navigate where to go.
Yeah. And they, like, the other thing I love about horses is they keep kids so busy doing horse things and doing, like, they can't go do other things. So, like, if you want to keep
we got to go home and feed. Sorry.
You want to keep your kids out of trouble? This is the great way to do it, because they're going to be so busy at the barn with their friends, and they're not going to be thinking about cars and all the other things that the other kids are doing these days. I don't even know. I don't want to know. Yeah. But but just their horses, there's something about a horse that they just teach people patience and empathy and being gentle but firm and setting boundaries. And like horses are just, I don't know. I love them, and I think that, they've definitely shaped me, and I've seen them shape so many young kids. And it's awesome to watch a kid grow up with a horse. Like it's a cool thing to see,
because it's another living creature that has a mind of its own and can make its own choices. But when they want to work with you, and especially when you see a horse that is doing it out of the goodness of their heart, and they're being so sweet to a child, and they're making it look so easy going around, you're just like, oh, you're the best.
Yeah. I saw a video the other day of a barrel racer that they plopped a little kid, like 2, 3 maybe, on this thing, and he just trotted around his barrel pattern. And he was so good, so gentle, so slow. And then the mom got on, and she went out and ran through her barrel pattern, and he was just killing it. And I was like, that is a saint. That horse is a unicorn.
Yes.
He is fantastic.
They're smart. They know.
Yes. Yeah.
Like some horses are very, very in tune with, do you know what you're doing or do you not? And the good ones will not take advantage of that. They'll just be like, okay, you can just kick all day and I'll just stand here.
I'll just stand.
So just doing your homework, taking the time, to make sure that you know a little backstory.
Yes, because it is so worth it. Like, if you're able to do it, it's so exciting. It's so worth it. But we just wanted to do this to set you up for success and help you make good decisions.
Yes, because they can be a lifelong partner.
Yes.
Like, are you going to keep them forever? Or is it, say, okay, just, our teenager wants to show for 4 or 5 years and then we'll sell. So just really kind of thinking, yes, short term, which is short-term goals, but also what's the long-term plan?
Because horses live for a long time. I mean, I know several ponies that are well into their 30s. I've seen some into their 40s. So if you are going to keep them their whole life, you gotta plan for that.
And when they retire, like, are you okay with still taking care of one that you can't ride anymore?
Because as they get older, they might need even more care than they needed when you first got them. And so that's it's something to think about. And but yeah, we don't want to dissuade anybody from doing this. It's awesome. It's so exciting. But we just wanted to pop on before the holiday season and just remind people that there is a good way to go about it, and preparation is key.
Yes,
so
we want to help you do your homework.
Yes,
in the easiest way possible.
Yes. But yeah, so if anybody out there is thinking about it, if you guys have questions, reach out. We're happy to give you resources and help you talk through things. We do when we do get new horse owners, we have a new horse owner kind of packet that goes through everything, basically A to Z, and gives you all the information. There's a little like first aid kit set up in there and all these things. So we do love new horse owners, and we encourage this. We want the community to grow, for sure, but we want to do it responsibly, and we want to set everybody up for success.
That's right. We're here to help. We want happy owners and happy ponies.
Yes, exactly. Going along with the pre-purchase that we talked about earlier and everything, there's a lot of resources on our website, so you can go. We did a pre-purchase exam podcast where we talk about everything that's in a pre-purchase exam and why it's super important. There's some care credit information online on our website where you can go and apply, get more information about it, and just kind of have that in your back pocket if needed. And then we can put you in contact with your 4-H extension office in your county and those things. Like, we're just here to help. So there's a lot of resources and a lot of great people out there. So.
And if you are considering a pre-purchase, x-rays are part of that. And if if the horse has any previous x-rays, if the current owner will allow you to see those as well, it just helps with comparison.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. As much history and as much information as you can get on this prospective horse before you go see it the first time is super helpful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you have questions, you come up across something that you're like, I'm not really sure what this means, reach out. We're happy to help. So, but it's an exciting time, and it's a fun time of year. So, but yeah, I hope everybody has a great holiday season and everybody enjoys your new ponies.
Merry Christmas.